All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, the keys to the crown. Once again, I'm your host, Brother Damon Fair. And I got a very, very, very special guest in the studio for y'all right now. I got my brother Sickflow in the building. All right, y'all
What
may know
up?
him back in the day, way back in the day from Platinum Soul. Started out doing gospel rap. He's a little more mainstream now, but I brought the other brother on the show because he's taking his music to another level. Brother still bringing that heat, and it's all clean. It's all moral. I'm loving it, man. How you doing, Sickflow?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Highly
Wonderful, man.
favored, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Just
sir.
living
Yes,
this
sir.
life, man, to the best of way I can, you know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, man. Same here, man. And just to bring y'all a little bit up how I met Sick Flow. Used to go by Rick Flow, right? That S was an R, right?
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
met
what about it? Yeah.
yes, yeah, man. I met Sick Flow back in Atlanta, Georgia, man, years ago. I had just moved down there. I think we only met in person maybe two or three times. And that was back when he was with Platinum Souls, and the brother was very gracious, man. I just told him, hey, man, I moved to the city. I'm trying to get acclimated, do some music, man, and I was trying to, build my life there. And Sick Flow was like, bro, whatever you need, we here. Let's work together. Let's build. Very humble guy, man. You don't meet a lot of people like that in the industry, man. So, man, when I saw you on Facebook doing your thing still, I said, man, I gotta reach out. And when I started the show, I was like, okay, it was definitely a priority to bring you on, man. So good looking. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Hey man, it's an honor, man. You already know it.
Appreciate it, man. So just tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, who may not know you.
Oh man, so it's been a journey for me. I started out like way back, back in the time, you know what I'm saying, as a DJ, actually. A lot of people didn't know, but I
Okay.
started as a DJ just trying to, you know, walk in the footsteps of one of my brothers. My brother Dante was a DJ. My brother Raymond was a DJ, and I was like, man, I want to do that. I want to be like that. So I jumped into DJ first, and then same brother started rapping. I'm like, hey, I like that too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I started rapping, and man, that was back in the late '80s when I started rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, back and forth with doing the DJ thing. Started working in a couple of record stores in Baltimore. Inner City Records was one of them. Electronics and More was another one. And I got my start with the whole DJ thing. Did a couple things around town in Baltimore. Dropped a couple of records. One with DJ Class and worked with this guy named Lab Tech One back then. So it was an underground, underground vibe. And it
Yeah.
wasn't until around 96, 97 that I moved to Atlanta. And I believe there was a situation here called Crewvention that was moving around. Um, Crewvention was like that introduction to what holy hip hop became, you
Right.
know,
Okay. Okay.
um, and got involved with that, moving, going back and forth from Baltimore to the A, Baltimore to the A, and then linked up with Play from Kid and Play, after
Okay.
working at another record store, DBS Sounds, which is still standing right now.
Okay.
With DBS, Tobago's the owner, and he was managing me. You know, going throughout the city, man. Met Shaka Zulu that was managing Ludacris at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Had my first little sit down and meeting as far as signing. I was close to working with So Def in the very beginning. Um, and Tobago just kind of like made some connections, man. I linked up with Play from Kid and Play from being on Boogie Bless show,
Okay.
and from working with Play Rapland Recordings, which was his label, signed in like '99. Myself, DJ Skill Spins, Explicit, Infinity, and Brother to Brother. Play had us, doing a nice little, you know, uh, tour. You know what I'm saying? And that was it, man. I believe that somewhere around 2001, 2002, I started Platinum Souls.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was four of us in the beginning. A young lady by the name of Netta, of course, Miss Ty Scott, and Jamal, which is Ahmad Jamal McGee. You know what I'm saying? So it was four of us in the beginning, broke down to three because Netta went to sing background for Life Jennings.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Jamal at the time was in another contract, so he couldn't continue with the group. So that's what broke it down to the two of us, Ty and I.
Got
And
you.
2002 up until I say 2008, we literally had a consecutive run, man, doing events all over from colleges to churches. I'm talking over 250 events per year.
Wow.
Um, no, no label, outside of our own, no management. We just had help of Play, of course, was, putting in words here and there for us. And I like to call her auntie. Her name is Michelle Duffy. Miss Michelle Duffy used to do the same thing that Play was doing. So from Play, Michelle Duffy, and Ty and I, man, God just made a way. And I'm talking literally, there was a lot of mainstream artists that never did that 250, 260 events per year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was 7, 8 years straight. You know what I mean?
Wow, man. Wow, wow, man. Well, that's awesome to know, man, because I think the first time I had heard about you, it was just you and the other young lady. What was the other one
Hmm.
when it fizzled out the two? What was her name?
Miss Ty Scott.
Miss Todd Scott. Yeah, I remember meeting her.
Hmm.
And it was great. Both of y'all was just very cool, very humble. But powerful ministry. Give her that real quick.
Hmm.
Powerful ministries and stuff, and it was awesome. But to circle back around to Play, just real quick, I briefly met Play at the Holy Hip Hop Awards. I think it was like around 2002, 2000. It was like 2000, 2002, somewhere around there. He was working the camera, so I don't know if he was
Hmm.
on staff or he was just, and
That's
I
his
met him
passion, man.
working the camera.
That's his passion, man. That film, and
Yeah,
that's him, man. He loves that, man. Ever since the house party days, he's
okay,
that camera, having that camera. I probably picked that bug up from him, man, because I started a photography company a couple of years ago and
yeah,
started doing videos and all. So
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I could tell he kind of wanted to be low key, he didn't want a whole lot of attention, but he was real still cool. And then maybe recently, back in maybe August, July, I was watching Vlad TV and I
Hmm.
seen Vlad had a bunch of interviews. But Vlad will chop up his interviews with, and make and he'll submit like 8 minutes a
Right.
piece on YouTube. So I watched all the Play's interviews and it was great learning about him, but his salvation story was really cool too, man. He talked about how he got married and he had
Hmm.
money, all these things he wasn't fulfilled. And then,
Right.
I think his dad wound up sitting him down and telling him, you need Christ in your life. And he was like, it finally just brought fulfillment into his life. It was just an awesome, testimony that he gave.
Yeah. 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 That's one of my great friends, man. Great friend, great brother. He's family, man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
literally taught me so much, man, and sometimes taught me in ways without even speaking to me. You know what I mean? Definitely one of the pillars in my life when it comes to my whole career and just walk at this kingdom walk, man. This guy has played one of the biggest roles in seeing
absolutely.
me to get to where I am today.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. So you started off with Platinum Souls. I even heard a couple of your mixtapes, albums. Um, Wound up leaving Platinum Souls. So first of all, why did you split from Platinum Souls, and what led you to change your name to Sickflow and go the route that you're going now?
Man, that's a story right there because it's so much, man. I do know that it was time, for Ty and I, because we literally started out as we were solo artists in the beginning,
Yeah,
and the whole idea of Platinum Souls, when all of the artists that when we were all together, it was like, okay, we're going to remain solo artists, but we're going to use this, as a means as a vehicle to get our solo careers jumping. And so Ty and I honestly didn't know that it was going to pop and be what it was. You know what I mean?
mhm,
It's like in a sense we knew because we were very active in, speaking things into existence and just proclaiming things. We just stayed with affirmations a lot.
yeah,
So it's like we knew from the words that we were speaking what was going to happen, but entering in, we really didn't have an idea it was going to spin into this big thing. You know what I mean? With
yeah,
the
yeah.
eight mixtapes I think 7 mixtapes that we did. We did a project called "Created the Rule" for Dr. Hill, which we produced the whole thing, brought the artists in for it, and then we dropped a hybrid. Our only album that we had was called Hybrid, and we released that upon the splitting of the group. So Ty moved to Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, after the split, and then shortly after moved to California,
Okay.
and she got married. So she's actually Ty Scott King now.
Okay. Okay.
Still doing her thing. So while, both of us still in pursuit, of doing what we do, I just started doing this series called 616s. Never thought, the correlation of sick flow, and I just named it 616s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was dropping them, and then I wind up getting I think it was a Facebook message from a friend of mine that was like, "Hey, BT is doing this Sprite Hot 16 challenge, and you should do it." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And just out of respect because of the friend, I was like, "I'm gonna do it because you asked, and it looked like this might be fun." Wound up making it into the top 10, and then they narrowed it down to the top 5. And there was a lot of politics within that whole situation anyway. It was basically a challenge to get on, the cipher,
Okay. Okay.
So got shorted from that situation, which it really wasn't a short because it introduced me to, that multi-platinum pioneering group Onyx. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So Fredro Starr got wind of the challenge, and there was a line that I said on that thing. I said, "Son, see, I'm a star with sticky fingers. I'm Onyx," and it was just a play on words. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, "Son, see, son, look at me," but the guy in
Right.
the group name was Son C.
Oh,
So
okay.
and I
Okay.
say, I'm a star, meaning Fredro Star. With
Right.
sticky
Right.
fingers, I'm
Right.
Onyx, and he heard it, and he reached out, and he was like, "Bro, who you working with?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm working with y'all for, you know what I mean? Like, if there's an open door, like let me in." And
Exactly.
and Fredro Starr was the one that actually changed the name from Rick Flow to Sickflow, just to separate, you know what I mean? Like, because most people, if they hearing Rick Flow, they want to hear that Christian hip hop, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
With
Got it.
Sickflow, it really was like, well, man, people were already saying it while I was in the church. They're like, "Man, hey, Rick, with the sick flow," you know what I mean? So I always heard it, I'm
Right.
hearing it. People introducing me to the stage as a solo. "Hey, y'all, make way for Rick Sick Flow," and it's like over and over and over. Never paid attention to it, and then one
Right.
day,
Right.
Fredro was like, "Dro said, man, we gonna change your name to Sick Flow," and it was like, wow, bro,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's it. Like I already been hearing that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
right after that, he designed the logo, which is the Onyx Mad Face with the mask on.
Hmm.
Way before the pandemic even hit, I was rocking the mask as my, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my thing. So it was like back in what 20 say around 2015, 2016, something like that. Maybe a little earlier. I was, rocking the mask,
Okay.
had the name Sick Flow, and
Interesting. Okay.
went on to do about maybe 7 different projects with Onyx. Onyx, Snow Goons, Dope DOD, which is out of Amsterdam. And with these guys, it just opened up
A
my
lot of doors.
audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so with Platinum Souls, there was about 1 million people that heard us or more, through all of the television that we did with TV1, BET, all the different things that we did. But working with Onyx, it's like, so you go from 1 to 2 million, you know, supporters and people just hearing you, to now, I think the last album that I was on with them had something over 22 million streams. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
then other groups working with them and 11 million streams in 2 months. You know what I mean? So it's like a
Wow.
whole different, and
Wonderful.
nothing about who I've have been had they ever tried to change. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey, this is the format, this is the song, we need your verse. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
the wisest thing that I could do a lot of times, if I'm speaking and spitting on a street song,
Mm-hmm,
the best thing I could do is pull from my past and speak about
mm-hmm,
something that I've experienced
mm-hmm,
versus
mm-hmm.
I'm just going to write this verse just to be hard. It's like, no, I'm going to write something that I know about.
Exactly,
However,
exactly,
people listening to me notice there's a difference in, how I flow and what
absolutely,
I speak and how I speak. So they don't get anything different. They don't get, oh, he's playing to be this way when we hear him here. And then in real
exactly,
life, he's like this. So it's like,
exactly,
you don't get no cap with what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
they do the research. It's like, oh, this is this guy from this, that, and other. And you still can feel God's presence through everything that I'm spitting. You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like, I don't even have to give you a whole sermon or break down a bunch of scriptures for you to feel his presence or understand that he's flowing through me. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly. What you're doing, brother, you're being a light, man, and it's needed. And I know there's a lot of people out there looking for it, because I've been looking for it.
right.
I like gospel rap. As you know, I used to do gospel rap. I'm about to get back in the game again, as you know, to do some more hip hop. But I sometimes I just want to hear some clean hip hop, some flow,
Mm-hmm.
some wordplay. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And you get a chance to be around these artists, share your faith. You get a chance to show the young people you don't have to be out here gang banging and cursing and being disrespectful to women and compromising your faith.
Right.
And then go to the award show and be like, I thank God. No, you can thank God in your music. You can honor God, and you can honor our communities in your music. And like you
Right.
said before we got on camera, you said you were invited to the mayor's ball, because that's the type
Right.
of people that people are looking for, especially now, because people are, hip hop and even the hip hop generation is getting older. And it doesn't. You're showing people it doesn't take all that to get into the space that you're in right now, and that's a
Right.
beautiful thing, man.
Right, right. I mean, if you pull back and you think about how we came into hip hop, we didn't have what we have today. It wasn't,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the way that it is today. And we had examples like, I think two people off the top, Karis One and Rakim.
Hmm.
You never heard them saying anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing ever was vulgar. Vulgar. You know what I'm saying? It was like they were super clean. Like we
Yeah.
like before Will Smith went into acting, the Fresh
Yeah.
Prince,
Biz
clean
Markie,
all the
the
time.
late great Biz Markie.
Biz
Yeah.
Markie, Kid and Play, like all of these guys
Yeah.
had clean material, and nobody said, "Oh, that's too clean." Like there was a couple of deals that I didn't get because they like, nah, your sound is just too clean. Like we want to. Oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So when people ask, well, why did it take you so long to get to where you are? Blah, blah, blah. It's like I never compromised. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have to do it the way that you think or the way that you feel that things was. I mean, we knew that at some point Christian hip hop was going to continue like to grow. Like we played the role of kicking them doors down so Lecrae could walk through the door. So 1K
Yes,
Few
sir.
could walk through the door. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir. Yes.
it was all about being in that space at that time, paying those dues, sowing those seeds, and
Exactly.
then maturing and growing to be that light and go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So now
Exactly.
I can reach the world in different spaces that Christian hip hop or gospel hip hop would have never taken me. You know what I mean?
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, Flo, we got about 2, 3 minutes left. Update the people on what you're doing now. Tell them how to reach you in case they want to book you, get in contact, and all that great stuff.
Okay, cool. So you can reach me on IG, or actually, if you Google Sickflow, no W on the flow, you'll find me. You will easily find me. I test it sometimes. I go on Google and put in Sickflow, and I'm everywhere. I think one of the first things pop up is my Instagram, which is Sickflow 100 Mad. 100 Mad is actually uh, Onyx. Is that you know what I mean? It's the umbrella of Onyx. All of the artists that we work with all over the world. I mean, there's Paris
Okay.
and just different places. I do have an album coming next year called A Product of 1252.
Okay.
I got an EP that's going to drop first. It's going to be A Product of 1252, the EP, and then the album.
Awesome.
Man, I got lots of different collabs coming out. A new
Yes,
collab
sir.
with K Slade Rolling 200 coming out very soon, and then top of the year.
Yeah.
More music with Onyx, more music with a lot of other features. Man, I mean, my kids out there doing their thing. My
Wonderful.
oldest, Black, is a huge artist. I-47 is on his way. So even my seeds, man, all of us are doing what we do, man, and
Wonderful.
can't let it go, man. We got things to do. Shake up in this world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Work to do. And if you like you said, if you Google his name, go ahead and follow. I don't know how you do Facebook, if they got to follow you or send a friend request, but if you link up with him on Facebook, watch his stories, man. I'll be peeping out his stories, the music and the videos and all that. You'll get a taste right then and there of how everything
Right.
looks and sounds, and then go out, make sure you go out and cop that music. So Sickflow, I don't know if you remember, man. They used to call me Z Flow. I'm going back to Z Flow again.
That's what
I'm
I'm
about to
talking
start.
about. You got that. Look, you got to keep the flow. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll W on mine though. So I'm gonna start. I'm actually start working on some music next month of 2022. So
Okay.
maybe the public might see a collaboration between Sick Flow and Z Flow. I don't know.
I'm all open, man. I'm all open, man. You just holler at me. We'll make it happen.
For sure. Let's do it, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. Y'all make sure y'all follow this brother. You can also see him on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/King Damon Show. I'll have his links on there. Go on there, make sure you get the album, make sure you support this brother. And he's actually from the DMV, so DMV stand up and make sure y'all get that album.
That's
All right,
right.
I'll see you next time, brother.
All right, bro. It's an honor,
Oh,
man. Appreciate you.
all right, same here later.
All right, peace.